Don't look under the internet.
See, I always knew them as Dublin Donkey.
Dublin
But I
donkey.
think that's only made with Jameson.
I would imagine so, because Ireland
Yeah.
and the donkey.
Ireland and Donkey.
Maybe would it be like Jameson and tequila? Because donkeys are more of a like known for being
No.
in Mexico as a burro,
Mule.
a mule.
No.
That makes more sense because it's a mule. I'm a fucking moron.
I do want to.
On that note,
Go ahead.
welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, everybody. Your mom's favorite podcast and your dad's second favorite podcast.
Your dad's wanna be us, and your mom's
Wanna be us.
yes.
And we want to be us because we're not.
And I want to be your mom.
We are not.
Johnny, put your clothes away. This is the last time I'm gonna ask, or else you're grounded. And I'll spank you.
Did I miss something?
No,
That's
I think I know what's happening here, but
that's Jason.
hello.
That is Doug.
Bonjour.
And I'm UFC champion Chuck Liddell.
There you go. There it is.
And I'll punch you really hard in the nos.
The
I'll hit you.
The age is affecting that mohawk there. I just want to say that.
Yeah, well, I've grown into a more father figure than my youthful days of punching men for sport.
The comb over hawk.
Yeah.
What would that be called?
I don't know.
The cohawk?
cohawk. I know there's a faux hawk, but I guess the
Mocomb?
the Mocomb, the city.
It's like an axe.
Oh,
What
by
is
the
that?
way, fuck Corbin, Kentucky, because I feel like we haven't said that in a while.
We have not. We need to fucking keep up on that.
Yeah.
Our producers are gonna come down on us.
They need to know.
Mike's clapping above his head.
Diluti. Housekeeping.
I'm
Hello?
enjoying this new visual audio marker
You like that?
that we're getting for this.
We have a bunch of Diluti housekeeping that we want to go over with everybody because all
It's
of
a
you
teepee.
rock.
It's a wigwam. It's a teepee.
We have a couple new patrons.
Hey, yes we do.
And a couple super cool patrons as well that decided, hey, you guys
We want
apparently
it
are
all.
deserving of more money.
Well, they just wanted everything.
Yeah. So as we put on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, we just added a couple new tiers to the Patreon, patreon.com/DilutiPod. We have two $7 tiers. Those get you either the Cryptid Corner or Containment Corner. Or for $10, you can get everything under the sun that we will ever put out.
Yep.
We've had quite a few of you go to the $10 tier. My boy Ripsaw.
Oh yeah.
My boy Ripsaw. He's doing it, which Ripsaw, I know you're the one on Twitter fucking with shit. And I gotta say, dude, we have not had the time. I'm so sorry. But keep it up because every time I get a message, I'm like, oh boy, some fucked up shit is
It's
happening.
Mike's nugget of joy for the day.
Fucking Michael. I'm sorry again, Michael Philly.
Yeah.
Philly. Dude, you're the most specialist boy.
He's
Not only was he giving us $10 to start with, but he's given us $20 now. And Michael, again, you can change it if you want. We're not gonna. $20 a month is a lot of fucking money.
yeah.
And if you think we're worthy of that,
Well,
oh my god, thank
all that's
you.
saying is that we're worth more than Netflix.
Yes. I mean,
We
either
are,
way, Michael, that is super generous.
It's about time.
Yeah.
So
That's,
thank you, Michael.
thank you.
we
You're
know our worth.
such a wonderful man. I appreciate that so much, Michael. You have no idea. Nick Brock, not the Pokemon trainer, Brock, who I'm going to turn this frying pan into a drying pan. Fuck, I fucked it up. Nick Brock, I'm so sorry. But you're a special boy.
He tries. He
Yeah,
tries.
I love you, Nick Brock. You're a nice boy. And then Spray.
Oh yes.
Spray.
Spray is also a $10. I don't know. Spray, your profile picture's a cat.
It's probably just a cat.
So I'm going to call you a cat because I'm assuming you're spraying pee. So thank you.
Yes, aren't you happy with the money you spent
And
here today?
and our good friend Naomi is pledging as well. So thank you,
yeah.
Naomi.
Thank you, Naomi.
That's super sweet of you guys. I mean, guys, we set a goal for 30, and we're already almost there. Like we're at 29 patrons.
yeah,
It's
we
fucking
almost
nuts.
have WD-40, which somebody
I
went.
mean, it's already on the way.
Well, yeah.
We need to real quick set a new goal.
Yeah.
I-
We technically got that bottle bought for us.
So here's this for new goal. if we get 50 patrons, we're gonna buy a dark web box.
Damn. That came up faster than I thought it was. But
If we
actually,
get 50
honestly,
patrons, dark web box.
Fuck it,
I'm
let's do
calling
it.
it now.
Yeah, so we do have the resources. We now have a burner laptop
Yep.
and
Yeah.
solid VPN.
Not mine though. We can
and-
use the tablet
and a
because that thing
hotel room
sucks
we can
anyway.
go to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
at the
also
Holiday Inn.
I also want to mention, I know I said before in the past, if you leave us an Apple review, I will say it on the show, even no matter how bad it is. Apparently, Apple doesn't give me notifications whenever we get a new one, but our listener to the show, Jack.
Hold on, I'll text
he-
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, get on that. Text him from his fucking coffin.
Yeah.
From the grave.
I'll go
but-
carve a message on his coffin. Get back to
How
me ASAP.
dare you. But Jack, he left us a Apple review requesting that we go over Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
I'm so excited to do that one.
Here's the thing with that one. I have an opinion on what might be a great way of going about it, because Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is very visual.
See, I already know
So,
exactly how we're going to do
I'm
this
thinking
one.
maybe if the people want, we can do like a Discord where we all watch it together with the people, the beautiful people.
And we
Dude,
can teach them the drinking game that our group of friends came up with.
we could do
Because
that as well.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared used to be a big staple in most of our parties. And actually, we get to teach Doug how to play as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have not played this one
Yeah.
or know what it is.
Yeah, he
it's
was
like the
not there for
Metalocalypse
this.
rock opera all over again,
Ooh.
or the blues episode with Mashed Potatoes Johnson.
Yeah, Mashed Potatoes Johnson. Fuck the blues episode, but I
but
digress.
I want to thank all of you and everyone that's like messaging us, and we're getting a lot of like traffic on our like Google phone number, on our Twitter, our Instagram. We're getting a whole lot of traffic everywhere, so I
And-
really appreciate that, everybody.
And shout out to Sam for sending us
Hell
that
yeah.
Yes,
picture.
Sam is sending. We have a listener, and I believe Sam is also a patron, which is super
Yeah.
sweet. She is sending us some fan art, which it looks fucking incredible by the little teaser that she gave us.
Yeah.
It
that is
looks
going,
so good.
That's going on the fucking wall. Like, Sam, that's awesome. We don't have a P.O. box or anything set up right now, but if you want to send us some stuff, let us know, because we have been talking about possibly getting a P.O. box.
Yeah.
Depending on if we get enough stuff to where it's worth it.
Just get in touch with us, because
Yeah, we have an address right now we can use.
Well, we don't want to use it too often.
It'll be temporary until
yeah.
we get
very
a
temporary.
P.O. box.
But if you DM us on any social media or text us on the Google Voice number, which I will say 3 times later at the end of the show.
He'll try.
Yeah, he's gonna try.
Boy, he'll
Yeah,
try.
he thinks.
Yeah, I try every time. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the people listening, because
Hell yeah.
you're super amazing. Especially, again, our patrons who bumped up their, not only the patrons that are new, but our patrons that are old and even bumped up their subscription to the $10. That's fucking incredible.
Join the cult, everybody.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a fun time.
incredible. I never thought to this day that we would have people giving me money for listening to me talk, because people usually want to hear me shut up.
Here's $10 to stop talking.
That's typically how it goes.
No, you talking about the Patreon tiers actually reminded me of something. If you are a part of the $10 tier, we do have on there a Discord Q&A, like a once a month type thing. We're not actually sure what you guys want for that.
Yeah, so let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Go on to Patreon. There's a post there that you can comment on. Just let me know what you guys think. What you guys want. There's a few ideas on there. One of them is just to turn the mics on or turn Discord on while we're recording, so everyone can hear how many times we fuck up and how much we actually don't know what the fuck
And
we're
all
talking
the editing
about.
that
And all
we
the
do.
dumb shit that we say in between us editing and
We leave
stopping.
the mics
And,
on and leave
Yeah.
the room. And
it'll be a long ass recording too, because it'll
Yeah.
like if we were like we've gotten into the habit of basically doing a fucking marathon recording every time we record now. So you'll hear
We record for like 4 or 5 hours a day.
at least 2 episodes, sometimes 3.
yeah. So
This is one
you'll
of the
get
3.
literally a whole ass fucking just the whole shenanigans.
You'll hear us get progressively drunker.
Yep.
It's
You'll
very
hear the
it's-
shots, the things that go on when we turn someone's mic off.
Yep, and those of you that have wondered like why we sound so fucked up by the bonus
You'll
episodes,
see.
you'll understand. So that was one of the
I
ideas.
swear
we
to
had.
God, every time we take a small break, one of these two asshats
Shots.
are like, "Let's take a shot." It's like we're only 10 minutes into the episode.
Speaking
Yeah,
of-
me and Jason are basically like the known like
Speaking of,
alcohol bullies of our
Oh, yeah.
friend group,
and we're in the same room.
yeah.
Speaking of
A
shots,
lot.
speaking of shots, what are we drinking? What are you thinking? There's a bottle here and it's empty. Yeah.
Well, there's actually 4
Yeah,
bottles.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
liquor here.
I gotta clean some of this out.
Doug here. Tell us what you made, Doug.
So I was feeling spicy, and I decided that I was going to make us some Kentucky mules that you can hear in the background. I literally had like a traveling bar with me in my backpack today. Brought the mule cups, the copper cups, the ginger beer, the lime juice, the makers.
You really one-upped yourself on these ones, Doug. They're delicious.
They're so fucking
good.
I
need another one already, actually.
I'm going to be so fucked up by tonight.
I want everyone, before we get into the topic, which we will, I promise, even though it's 10 minutes in.
It won't be by the time people hear this.
I want all of you to grab your drink or your fucking clove. You pearl it, you know what I mean? Fucking 420, my guy.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then get your jazz cigarette. And
another clarification I wanted to make.
Yeah.
You don't have to be drinking alcohol to cheers us.
Yes. It could be a juice box. Get a Capri Sun.
We just want to have some drinks. Doesn't matter if it's booze or not. We just want to cheers you guys. And I don't know. It makes me feel more like a family with all you.
Yeah, if you have
weirdos.
your crack pipe, just dink it against the mic, or against your phone or your TV or whatever. Just be careful because those are expensive.
Against the microphone that you sit in front of 24/7.
Exactly.
Yeah, just fucking clink it.
I'd be really happy if somebody sent me a picture or video of them clinking us to the podcast with a cup of milk.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing.
Well, milk is good for your teeth.
Once we get video going, we'll have some people send some videos in.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the count of 3, we're gonna clink for you, and when you hear the clink, drink. 1. Oh, wait. 1, 2. Welcome back, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, good shot. Good drink. Good
shot.
Drink.
Good
drink. That drink was really cold. It was like snow cold. You know where it snows?
Do you see where this is going?
It snows. It snows in The Shining.
In like hedge mazes.
In hedge mazes. Do you know who the man in the maze was?
It was Jack Nicholson.
Yes, but the name of him in the thing. Jack Torrance.
Yes.
Jack Torrance is what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. But surprisingly, not that one.
No.
Even though he also has a Danny Torrance, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't think anyone knows what the fuck we're talking about.
We're talking about the world's biggest circle jerk between a man named Jack Torrance and another man named NightMind.
Wow, just ripped the Band-Aid off, I guess. No, yeah, we are talking about the Jack Torrance ARG.
Yes.
It's a fun one. It is. It's very, very, very entertaining. And we haven't done an ARG in a hot minute, have we?
We haven't, and I feel like this is actually like kind of a good one, like a good beginner one for people.
Oh, yeah.
As far as there's really no, they don't allow you to play the ARG with them.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
You're definitely a bystander.
Yeah, you are a spectator,
for
sure.
I will say this is one of those where watch the videos, follow along with the videos, because a lot of what we talk about probably ain't going to make sense if you have no visual aid.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be kind of like Kep3 or post content. Like, you'll get a general gist, but the videos definitely help.
Yeah, we definitely won't be going over all the videos like we do in Kep3 and post content. This is going to be more of like a roundtable discussion between the three of us on like what we watched, what we saw, how we felt about things. Because like he said, this was truly just a very weird YouTube channel that kind of took off once NightMind got involved.
Which shout out to NightMind, because we get a lot of our research from him. He's a fucking genius at what he does.
He's fantastic at it. But no, I think the biggest difference between our like Kep3 and post content episodes, in this one, it's the linear story doesn't exist really until like the very end, and you'll see what we're talking about in a bit. But we're just going to be talking about like what we saw. We're not gonna. There's no like breakdown of events, because like if I'm being honest, after watching these, the breakdown doesn't need to start happening until NightMind gets involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you watch these videos, like inevitably, like you'll see that all you have to work with are kind of just cryptid videos that have
half of them
very
are just
short.
Half of them are just like Super 8 film of like a tree branch, and you're like, what's it mean? When it doesn't mean anything. Yeah,
there's like a handful of videos that mean some shit, but then there's a handful of videos that's like, here's the barn.
Yep.
Here we go.
As is ARG tradition. So where should we start with this?
Shit, I mean, I guess we should start off with like just like the first couple of uploads they did, right?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, so I don't know. Real quick, did you guys have any of like favorite videos in here that you liked the most?
The only one I really cared for was the one when they're searching the house when it was like torn up. And they find,
one of the newer
and then the weird
videos.
so it starts off basically the description of the story is this Jack Torrance guy goes to like a estate sale and finds a bunch of like film reels, and they pretty much just dedicate the Jack Torrance YouTube channel to putting these film reels onto the internet. There are a bunch of like old ones. Like one of them, for example, is I think it's a ventriloquist dummy sitting on a chair and its arms moving. The other ones, my mind's blanking on another one. I literally had it and then just poop.
There's another one that's like there's just like a girl doing her makeup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
And in the background there's like
kids playing.
Yeah, there's like the one with the girl doing her makeup in the background. There's like this sheet over somebody.
It's very brief.
It's very
super brief.
And like it glitches a second, and like whoever's in this sheet like disappears, and like it just falls to the floor, and the girl's like confused.
But it's like almost like just a black blob.
Yeah. It's most of these videos are they're creepy as fuck. I will give them that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the directionality is kind of limited. Like there's it almost seems like that they're just filming creepy for creepy's sake.
That's what I started getting from it. It definitely started off as like, oh, here's some old videos of like children playing, or like you said, a woman doing her makeup, and then a ventriloquist dummy, and then it's a surprise, it's modern footage.
Yeah,
it's an abandoned house,
and that's actually going to play in later on.
Yeah, it does, but it's that caught me off guard. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
At first fucking look, like you see this, and you just kind of get the sense of like, what am I fucking watching here? And especially from the three of us who are used to watching things like this, we even looked at this and we're like, I'm really not sure what it is that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Because you get a lot of that Super 8 film, you get a lot of VHS recordings, and then you have, like, bam, random, like, new footage. And it really comes with, like, just looking at the channel as a whole, as how it is right now. You'll see this started in December 29th of 2011, and it's gone all the way till, I think, February of 2019. So we have
quite a lot to work with.
Quite a bit of years.
Almost 9 years.
Yeah, like... So, that being said, there's this weird upload cycle that you'll notice when you're looking at the videos. There's like these 2-year gaps in between a good chunk of the videos. And as we said, I feel like we're going to say this a lot, but it's going to kind of come back to the end of everything, which makes more sense when we go into what
happened at the end.
Yeah.
If you guys have not noticed yet from our ARG episodes, pretty much every ARG is a lot of very, very disjointed information that culminates to a climax at the end that makes sense of everything.
Yep.
And that, I'd like to say that happens here. It kind of does. It's worth it. Like the payoff for it and the twist at the end. Like I was impressed by it. And that's what I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I will leave it right there.
Yeah. One of the things you want to pay attention to with this story too is like, not only just the videos themselves, but you got to look a little deeper into the video, like the video descriptions and such too. I noticed that kind of late in the game where it's like, oh, I got to go fucking back and read a bunch of shit. Reading sucks.
Luckily, you don't have to read a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if we outline where you need to look. So Mike brings up a fun little point about video descriptions. Do you guys just want me to read out what like the default video description was, so we have like a baseline?
Yeah, and this is what Jason's going to read here. This is the channel description that's on every video.
These are movies that we found in 10 rather large boxes at an estate sale for $5 a box. It was being held in a barn about 15 miles west of Austin, Texas. There were some old records, which we also bought, some rusted tools, tons of paint cans, various other bits of old useless junk, and these boxes. The people running the estate sale didn't seem to know that they were there and priced them for us on the spot. The films vary in formats, ranging from old 35mm stock reels to Betamax. Many of the films are damaged beyond repair, but we are trying our best to repair and clean them up. As we dig through the boxes, catalog, and digitize more videos and audio, we will post more.
And yeah, this is the description that you're gonna find on like 95% of the videos on the Jack Torrance YouTube channel.
JackTorrance.com.
Jack Torrance. No.
Come here for all of your Jack Torrance needs.
Yeah. Yeah, and you find them on every video. No matter how creepy the videos get.
Although I will say that some are varied in their description.
Yeah, some of the channel descriptions, like towards the end of the videos, or I should say the like latest videos, don't have it or have different things in them. But like 80 to 90% of the videos have that exact same thing in it. But there are 4 specific videos that actually are the most ARG thing about this whole thing. Yep. I want to say,
yeah. I'm sorry for cutting you off. That was kind of upsetting to me.
Yeah.
Because I love ARGs and I love the fucking puzzles and the rabbit holes to fall down.
And that's the thing that I was kind of mentioning earlier too, is that you don't get to play it. There was only really like a couple players, and you had to be there at the right time to have this happen. If you were there while they were coming out, you would have been able to join in on the fun. But that being said, there are the 4 videos that have the tampering. It's the same description, but inside are like hidden words, and I don't even say they're hidden; they're just there, but they're just like strewn into the sentence.
Yeah. It's like they start a word, and then after the first letter, it's like another word, and then the rest of that first word.
Yeah,
it's not hidden at all.
No, and realistically, it was kind of funny when I was looking for the videos. I looked at one, read through it, didn't realize that the words were there, and then I was like, well, this isn't the video, and then I like went back and I was like, fuck, that was the video.
So like another hour.
It is hidden actually, like to the if you're not looking hard enough, which apparently I wasn't. But the first video that has this in it is the found footage VHS cassette 5. I'm just gonna call these their fragment names.
Yeah, that seems to be the go-to.
But this one is fragment 32B, and you're gonna see the word help strewn through this video, like the channel description in this one.
Yeah, just over like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. Like 4 or 5 times. And then that's the first time we see it.
Well, so when you see that kind of, to me, it's almost like a third party is trying to get in touch with the audience, you know?
Absolutely. I mean,
sorry, that was my fault for not waiting until you were done drinking
to
ask you a question.
We're all alcoholics.
We don't go to meetings. So no,
we should, but no. So yeah, basically, like anytime you see help in the description of something or hidden somewhere, you kind of assume that it's someone asking for help.
Usually, that's the conclusion you should come to.
Exactly. But moving on to the next video, we start to see some different things. This is fragment 76D. This is the next time we see it. This is the sentence that you'll find in it, but it's not in a sentence form. The words are split up throughout the whole channel description. And it says, "It is calling. Will you answer?"
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes, I will.
So now we have more of like a sentient someone talking through the channel description, which is a little different than just saying help.
Yeah, they're legit trying to communicate with people reading it and not knowing if somebody will. Apparently, not knowing if someone will actually find it.
Yeah, and
to be fair, if you're watching it on like an app on your TV, you will not be able to see these channel descriptions.
Yeah, right.
So, like, if you're doing it that way, you can't. None of this will ever make it.
You went the route that I did.
Me too, to start with, and I was like, "This is not working."
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, this is a very actually you said it the best way. It's a very vanilla ARG.
Yeah,
which is fine, especially if you're not like trying to sit down and be like, all right, where's the stenograph?
Yeah.
Or, like,
let me spend 3 hours putting this code through fucking 15 and a half different ciphers, and maybe I'll get some information.
Let me take this hex and put it into binary and translate the binary, and
it gives me a WAV file that I have to listen to, and it tells me how much I'm a terrible person. My father hates me, and
I have to translate Braille into fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
You get the point.
if it helps, none of you have to do any of that because this ARG isn't for you. It's for NightMind.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I would say probably about like halfway through Jack Torrance's uploads, you see one called Find Me. And it's just like 2 minutes long. It's just black screen, and you just hear like metal scraping and like maybe like some like quiet like
It's just
garbled
weird
chatter.
That was actually
Yeah.
that was a live stream that he did.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right. It was a live stream, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is this?" Because you don't really expect a live stream from a channel like this.
Well, I've never heard of an ARG
Live streaming.
doing a live stream.
Well, that's the thing. So, real quick, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm slightly cutting you off. I'm pretty sure it's after this video that I believe NightMind starts to get involved with this. And then we actually get 2 more videos with new channel descriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that,
I forgot
which
about
is
NightMind's message.
yeah, fragment 26R. You see, it never ends. Over and over and over.
Oh, right.
Through
right,
the
right.
channel description. And then we have fragment 85B, which is the one that is, I guess, what takes apart what we said earlier about someone calling for help to now who the fuck is talking to us.
Right.
And this one says, all who watch shall suffer anathema. I didn't know what that word meant, so I had to Google it.
That's fine.
And it means something or someone that one vehemently dislikes.
So I really fucking hate you, is what that means.
Yeah.
It's like you're
You
excommunicated, motherfucker.
That's actually the almost a synonym for it because it's usually used in like a religious context.
Mhm.
Usually.
What's the word?
Anathema.
Anathema.
An enema.
Yes, an enema.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee
enema.
enemas. Coffee enema or yogurt. One of the two.
Mm.
Wow.
Hey, remember that time we
Yogurt.
talked about how we get sidetracked too much?
Yeah, right?
Anyways,
This is a rabbit hole. It's
But
but
opening
yes,
before
please
us.
go
Yeah, so-
back to what you were saying.
I'm going
Mike.
to go back to NightMind real quick, because like I said before, this is when it goes from an ARG, in my opinion, to congrats, you are a bystander. This is now NightMind and Jack Torrance, and you are just watching.
It's a story at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, NightMind watches the Find Me video, and that's where he thinks Jack is like asking someone to literally find where he is. And at this point, because the words NightMind and Jack Torrance are too goddamn long, I'm going to refer to them as Night and Jack.
That's
It
fine.
makes it easier.
JT and NM.
Sure. No.
Night,
Um,
and
so-
same syllables.
Yeah. So Knight responds by commenting on Jack's post, his videos, saying, "If you want to be found, very well. I'm calling your bluff. Make me come to Texas, and I'll track you down." And that's kind of how.
That's a flex.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
a-
"All right,
yeah.
I'll fucking come kick your ass right in your hometown." Like,
You fucking idiot.
yeah.
Try me, bitch.
So he even kind of made like an update video to even like taunt Jack more. He's like, "Yeah, fucking do it, bitch! I dare you! Like, look at me, I'm here now." And that's where Jack uploaded the video that says it is calling. Will you answer?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Right. That's
yeah. Knight kind of took that as an invitation. He's like, "Oh, it's fucking going down, son." So Knight kind of has like his own investigation team with him.
We
Kind
don't
of.
know who they are, but
yeah,
they're
he
I'm guessing they're
he
followers.
basically has like followers, and I'm assuming some sort of friends. Help him discover
Not in this
that.
industry.
Do you have friends, Nightmind? Let us know in the comments.
the real ARG
Yeah,
here.
they, Knight kind of uses his resources to discover that Jack is somewhere near the Austin, Texas area. So Knight's just like, "We got him." He pulled Obama with Osama. He's like, "We got him."
We got him.
So he's like, "I'm gonna just fly my ass down to fucking Austin," and he's gonna work with these other like investigators, quote unquote investigators.
If I'm being honest, what happens here, like at the end of all of this,
Very
is
fucking weird.
It's probably my favorite part. Of
He's
this
like
whole
trolling him.
ARG.
Yeah.
He's trolling him because NightMind's like, I'm gonna find all this motherfucker's
Yep.
places where that he's been recording, and I'm gonna record there too. I'm gonna find out where you've been doing your videos.
Psst, hey, NightMind. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, it's almost like he's egging you on.
It's the oldest chase.
Yeah.
What is it? I know you're playing me, but you're right.
But you're right. Yeah, I know you're playing me, but you're right. He found a couple locations. I don't think he was able to find all of them because, I mean, let's face it, some of these are just like a video of the grass. You're
Here's a piece of plywood.
Yeah,
Where am I?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
I found this grass that you were filming. I can tell.
He said he
this
found.
one's longer.
Yeah, he said he found a couple. Two were too dangerous to go to. He said he wasn't comfortable in that area. So he just kind of hightailed it out of there without doing anything. He doesn't want to like give away. Sorry, it's my allergies. He doesn't want to like give
Thank you,
away.
Mike.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give away like the location because he doesn't want people going to this dangerous place. One of them was the Jack Torrance house that you see in the thumbnail of Jack Torrance's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Which, according to NightMind, seemed like it had people living in it, which is weird because the house looks pretty goddamn run down and abandoned.
Yeah.
And he even
the car.
The car that is in Jack Torrance's banner, he found that there, and that car looks like it's been sitting there since the 70s.
Since the dawn of fucking time.
Yeah. He found the location from Jack's video, Fragment 76D, which was discovered to be a Masonic temple. And this whole time, as NightMind's like finding these places, he's filming kind of in the same style that Jack Torrance was.
Yeah.
And he's putting his little logo on like the doors or whatever to prove that he's been there.
It's like he's retracing the exact steps that Jack Torrance took.
Mm-hmm. He found the church that Jack Torrance posted in his video, Fragment 52B. He discovered that it was in Georgetown, Texas, which is just north of Austin. So if you want to go down to Georgetown, Texas, you might find yourself a Jack Torrance.
Hey, Fabian, if you're listening to this, Fabian's one of our friends. Sell me a
Kia.
Yeah, sell us a Kia so we can drive down to Texas.
We need a company car.
Do we get company cars?
I mean, if we want to pay for it.
Someone talk to Orthon, our producer.
Yeah, he'll tax write-offs. He'll get it for us.
I hope so.
Dope.
He owes us that at least.
At least for possessing me so much.
And the teeth bag? Like
I enjoy the teeth bag.
I know where it is. I'm just hiding it from you, by the way.
Great. NightMind also found from video Fragment 78P. He found that location, which was an abandoned mill. He found a bunch of like no trespassing signs all around the property. He also found what was probably I would say the creepiest part about all this, because as all this is going on, as NightMind is going to these locations, Jack Torrance is supposed to have no idea that he's there. He didn't alert Jack Torrance that he was flying down to Texas, allegedly. He didn't like make videos about it until he discovered all the areas. So as far as like the internet is concerned, NightMind is not in Texas. No one has any idea that he's there, unless you're like part of his little in crowd.
His investigative crew.
Yeah. So when he went to that abandoned mill, they kept hearing like noises that they said were not noises you hear from like an animal. They're like, it sounded like a person crying.
I forgot how creepy this was.
Yeah. So you like his video is like dead silent, and he even comments on it saying like, yeah, I didn't want to make noise because whatever the fuck was in that mill, I didn't want it around me. So that's
doesn't he say something like one of his crew actually like was outside and said basically that she had to like stand still and be quiet, and she saw like a box move.
Yeah, she saw
the garage doors.
Yeah, she saw things moving around, and they like booked it after that. So I think that probably the creepiest part of all this, because that felt like genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, no one knows that they're there, so it's not like Jack Torrance was waiting in the house for him to just be like, "Oh, ooga booga."
Ooga booga.
Yeah.
Courage.
Yeah. Stupid dog.
We're just going to talk about courage now.
Yeah. So after NightMind found these locations, Jack sends Night like a message, which is very weird because he sent him like a fucking email. Like they're just fucking hotmailing it up to each other.
Yeah, they straight up were.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bromance here.
Yeah. He sent him a photo of a blurry gazebo and coordinates to the gazebo. And it's like, that's just lazy. You're not even going to let him look for it. You're just like, it's fucking right here, stupid.
The funny thing about all that was like so NightMind was preparing to basically send footage of this gazebo.
Yeah, he found it first.
He
and was
found
like,
it before getting the coordinates, and he was about to like upload a video of it saying like, look what I found, guys, and like go over all this shit. And then all of a sudden, Jack Torrance fucking uploads a video.
That happens again too.
Yeah.
Later on with a graveyard.
Yep.
But I'll touch on that in a minute.
I will say that he does a fantastic job of like keeping the suspense alive, because it's like all of the posts are at the right time if you were taking part, like if you were actively participating in this game.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying is like, so when it comes to like ARGs, I like to spectate them. I'm not like huge into getting my hands dirty. Like if a brand new ARG came out right now, I have a difficult time of like, put this into binary and turn it into hexadecimal or whatever the fuck. I would much rather prefer someone else do that work for me.
And you just read the results.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear that, Ripsaw? Yeah. 2/3 of us are actively trying to do this.
Ripsaw, I'm trying, man. But
honestly, let's say 1/3, because my life has been hell lately, and
yeah, right.
I have not been keeping up on that.
I tried so many passwords.
Yeah,
I need you guys to like give me like a TLDR.
We will
later,
because it is too long and I did not read it.
Yeah. But I will say, like, this was fun, but at the same time, there's a point where I'm having fun with it, and it's like he literally just emailed him a picture of a gazebo and the location of it, and I'm like,
fucking go here, dickhead.
Make it more fun.
The one thing that like that I have to assume though is kind of what you said, is how NightMind just went there, told no one, and then was like, boom, bitch, I'm here, and then kind of had to expect Jack Torrance to just have the game ready to go.
Yeah, it definitely, in my opinion, it seems like these guys are in cohorts with each other, and we'll get on that at the end, But anyway, back to this gazebo. So it turns out,
never mind all of that I just said.
So it turns out that
gazebos,
love them, great architecture. Turns out that Jack left Knight a geocache, which for those of you that don't know what a geocache is, it's kind of like
it's a dead drop.
And for those of you that don't know what a dead drop is, because that doesn't fucking help, it's basically just like it's like a treasure hunt. You're left these clues to a prize, and the prize is the geocache.
It's specifically meant for whoever's following the clues.
Yeah. And NightMind got one. He left the drop, the dead drop, in these water valves that were by the gazebo, which Jack Torrance sent him a picture of to kind of allude to something being in there. The drop was a package that was a clown doll wrapped in tinfoil and a note that said "Happy Birthday"
on some birthday wrapping paper.
Yeah. The clown doll, which is nicknamed Danny Torrance,
yes,
was also in a couple of Jack's videos. It was in Fragment 78p and the Outside video, which coincidentally, I believe it's the Outside video as well. Where you actually see a balloon that says "Happy Birthday."
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So I think it's kind of a play on that as well.
Well, the cool thing is you see this clown appear both in like the very, very, very old footage, and then you see it pop back up when he's doing like the abandoned house walkthrough and like stuff like that. Like, so it's not like this clown has become like the fucking the avatar of this ARG, pretty much.
Yeah, he's the mascot.
Not the actual avatar.
Yeah, it's the mascot. That's a good way of looking at it. He wasn't dead for 100 years, and then
he specializes in confetti bending.
Yeah,
just leave him alone. It's not very useful, but he can do it.
He can bend red noses. Anyway,
Rudolph, run away!
No. So the geocache also had a videotape inside the package, which does kind of confirm that at least some of the videos that Jack Torrance is uploading are like legit on VHS, and they're not just like filters thrown on a camera. Because he obviously had to record this somehow. The tape was a recording of NightMind's first live stream that he was doing about Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
And the background was a bunch of like metal scraping noises that kind of just sound like you're taking a rake to like concrete floor, and like you're moving chairs like against hardwood or something like that, when
like you're bored.
Like, it's just like this harsh metal scraping sound. And that's throughout the entire video. Now this is getting back to a couple of the locations that NightMind found. He found a few more.
He finds a bunch
He
of them.
does. NightMind found the location from Fragment 87J, and as well as that is where Night finds a gift bag, which the location.
Oh, under the drain pipe.
Yeah, the location is like a drain pipe next to this like stone wall,
and it's like this it's this like glittery happy bag.
Yeah, I think it says party time on it.
Something like that. Yeah.
But so he finds this gift bag, and it's just filled with pieces of paper that just say "I'm sorry"
over and over.
I'm
sorry.
and over. Sorry. And inside is also this like something wrapped up in this like red stained cloth.
Oh, is this the fucking
The
vinyl?
Yeah. My next sentence says
God,
so. Sorry,
throat
my
noises.
allergies are awful.
Mike, you gotta get that under control.
Yeah, I know, right? So unwrapping the weird, I'm assuming it's supposed to be bloodstained cloth. He got 2 vinyl records. On them were the songs "Something Sweet" by Gene Austin. On the other side of that one was a song called "Forgive Me." On the other vinyl was a song called "Cheating" and another song called "Being Sorry." He also got a tiny little black cat figurine, and then attached to that is another note that just says, "I'm so sorry." So this guy's gotten a lot of "I'm sorry" notes back already. He's gotten like 40 of them.
Yeah, that's. I remember when he fucking dumped the bag out, and they just kept, and
yeah,
even like
it's
in
raining.
the fucking cloth that everything was wrapped in,
Mm-hmm.
it was just full of notes that say "I'm sorry"
Yep. It was
over
great.
and over again. And at first, you don't really know what the fuck that means.
Yep. Knight bought a record player. NightMind bought a record player just to play these 2 fucking records.
To be
What a
fair,
commitment.
His friends needed
his
it.
friends wanted one,
Mhm.
or his housemates wanted one,
You know the
so they
best
were going to
part?
get one anyway.
The best part is because he used it on his YouTube channel, he can write it off as a tax write-off. So it's a business expense.
Things that we need to we need to make over $1,000 a year first.
Right.
Once
think
that
we're there.
happens,
Getting there.
starting this next fiscal year.
Yes. Next fiscal year.
Hit me up on my next
Next fiscal
quarter.
year.
My next fiscal quarter, we'll talk.
We have more tax forms to fill out, guys.
Cool.
So, buying this record player.
Oh, right, that's what we were talking
Yes.
about.
Knight noticed that one of the songs on the record was found in another one of Jack's videos. It is Fragment 74F, which was the Graveyard episode. Pretty sure that's the looping song that you're talking
Yep.
about, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like it loops part of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy as shit.
That, I believe, he was talking about was the graveyard they used in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fucking fun. And the funny thing is, sorry, I forgot his.
The funny thing is,
I keep trying to go from Knight to Jack in my head, and that switch just isn't fucking switching.
it's just not happening.
Yeah. Jack uploaded another video, which was a graveyard, and he's like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
we were there."
Yep.
And then, so
Oh,
after
that's
seeing
right.
that, yeah,
he was just
he was
there.
just there, and later that day, he uploads the video, and NightMind's like, "Oh shit, well let's go back." And wouldn't you know it, he goes back. The video like centered on a specific location.
It was like a
and-
door to one of the mausoleums.
And wouldn't you know it, he found another geocache there.
Of course.
Crazy. This geocache was like this black cylinder, which is just like a coffee container, I guess you could say.
It looks like a painted coffee cylinder.
Yeah, and it's just wrapped in like these like red stained strings,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
again I'm assuming is blood.
Yeah.
Probably not, but I'm guessing it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Inside this container was a note that said, "You should never have answered the call. You should ask for forgiveness."
What else does it say in there, Mike?
There's a lot of like pieces of like tape.
It's like a
all
bunch of masking tape that's just
everywhere, and it just says, how do you pronounce the first word?
Sequitur.
Sequitur infectio.
Yep.
Which basically just means
It's a Harry Potter spell, if you guys are not familiar.
COVID.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
what
God.
created COVID.
Yeah.
And we can blame Harry Potter for all of this.
Yeah, but that's
Damn it, Harry.
Latin for infection coming.
Yes.
In other things inside of there were a bunch of pieces of paper that were kind of burnt up, and they were a bunch of like,
it was like Twitter comments.
Yeah,
it was like
it was a
videos,
bunch of-
responses, all having to do with NightMind.
Yep, it was a bunch of NightMind's like fan art. It was a bunch
So-
of like his logos.
So it's a coffee can littered with the words Sequitur Infectio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And inside that are all pieces of digital data that have been printed out to be displayed to the world,
Pretty
right?
much.
Hmm.
And then there are also some black cat figurines.
How many of those are in there?
There is 11 small black cat figurines and one kind of larger one.
I need
And
all of them.
apparently, I did not know this going into this, NightMind's fursona is
Did you just say fursona?
Yeah, that's a
I
word.
love you so much.
Thank you. His fursona is a black cat, and its name is Nick. And it's like a fourth dimension, like, magical demon cat thing.
40 cat.
Yeah, and if you count NightMind as, a black cat, that would be 13 black cats.
Ooh, spooky.
I need you just to say words in that fucking accent, and so I can just drop them randomly into the episode. I don't care what they are.
Once we have our new mixer, we'll fucking... I'll just record a bunch of Herbert fucking
Please
words.
do.
We'll give
Family
Mike...
Guy has not aged well, but I think Herbert's the only thing that is still pretty funny in that show.
I can't watch that show and like get active enjoyment out of it really anymore.
Yeah,
but Herbert, he tickles my funny
It
bone.
was definitely 13-year-old me comedy.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So back to this.
Back to what the fuck we were talking about.
So Jack Torrance uploads another video, and that video shows all of the items that was in the coffee can that he sent to NightMind. It shows 11 black cat figures all like in a circle around the 12th one, the big one, and it looks like it's supposed to be some kind of like satanic ritual cult kind of thing, because there's like the can in the background, and I believe it's on fire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, not at first, but yes,
Eventually.
So it's a Wiccan / pagan ritual.
Yeah, and it's definitely gives off that vibe.
Do you want me to tell you what the ritual actually is, or should I let you keep going?
I'm pretty much done. The only thing I have to say
about the one
is...
where you jizz on the piece. Nope. Never
Oh,
mind.
do you mean
Now,
magic?
that's the one that we did when we first met. That's
Nice.
different.
Where
You
we
guys did-
wrote our deepest wishes and then jizzed onto the paper.
Yeah.
You did sex magic without me?
No.
You
No, we didn't.
You were asleep.
bastards.
You were the piece of paper.
It was all a metaphor.
You were the paper.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Jack Torrance uploaded, or put it in the description of the upload a P.O. box number, and that's where I'm going to call it after you
No,
guys
so-
say that I get jizzed on.
So the ritual that he did was it was a pagan. It was like a mix of pagan and Wiccan, and it was curse magic, is what was happening there, and you don't kind of fully realize what that means like when this video comes out, but after like I'd say a couple of weeks, you definitely understand exactly what's happening here, because you find out that these black cats all represent NightMind and people that have been kind of in league with him in researching and diving into this whole fucking story. And basically what happened was Jack Torrance placed a curse on all of these people, saying like, hey, basically what's happening here is you are all to be vessels for the new, like, for more of Jack Torrance, which we now find out is a fucking demon who is using this very obscure, weird medium of film to kind of portray itself and infect others, which reminds me of a lot of things, like Sinister,
E-Demon.
the fucking Ring, like all of these things are like huge tropes for this, and like honestly, I enjoyed how it was portrayed, because it wasn't the usual shit like, oh, you watch this and you have 7 days, or like some shit like that. It's
Well, I really think that I think this channel for a long time was struggling to find a way to get the story like concrete.
to have a story.
NightMind definitely hit the accelerator on this.
It's almost like that the whoever was making these videos was looking for like a hook.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know?
there was a very blanket story. They had no way of tying it to anything, and then NightMind came in and was like, "Oh, I'll help you," and then pushed that ball, like snowballed it to the max.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because keep in mind, NightMind did a video on this channel prior to this whole interaction he had. Like, he
Yeah.
has another, like, he has 2 videos. One,
Technically 3.
technically 3. One just on the channel as it was before NightMind got involved.
And that was, from what I recall, that was like NightMind's like explode, like it was one of the ones that put him on the map, if
Yes.
I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And
what got him a lot of
so,
attention.
so Ripsaw, if you're listening to this and you need somebody to make you famous, I know we're not there yet, but keep it up because we are enjoying what the fuck you're doing. This whole story of Jack Torrance reminds me of what's happening with Ripsaw and us.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what
it
I mean?
absolutely is, actually.
It's exactly what's happening. So, a little bit later, I will play another voicemail. You guys are going to be getting one voicemail from Ripsaw an episode. We have
Because
decided
there's so many.
there's so fucking many, but we also want to give the rest of you guys like a time to shine. So if you leave us a voicemail, we're doing 2 voicemails max per episode. One of them will be from Ripsaw because this story continues for fucking sure. And if you've been keeping up with it, good job. If you
Because there's a
haven't,
lot more.
there's
Right.
so much. And honestly, it's getting to the point where we could just do an episode on Ripsaw, which we would be the only ones to do that.
Right.
Okay, so there's a little bit left of this whole thing, and it's going to tie pretty much the whole story together, especially if you've watched all the videos and you've watched NightMind's video.
Yeah, thank you for keeping with us because we tangent occasionally.
We do, and this is also this episode again is not a deep dive by any means.
Nope.
We are just talking about this one.
We're
Honestly, this is an experiment. More
We're
than
3
anything.
bros drinking mules talking about this fucking thing.
We're stuffing mules in our body while we
Yeah.
talk about weird stuff.
Yeah, and as always, we just want to get the content out to you guys. We want you guys to be aware of the things that are out there that are fun to watch.
Yep.
So, that being said, I'm going to pick up sort of where Mike left off when he was talking about the P.O. box that
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
left. Actually, so Jason actually covered a couple of the top, like a couple things from that. But basically what it was is people started and they started to send these forgiveness letters to the P.O. box.
I'm sorry, Senpai.
Because of the ritual request that was sent, basically saying, give yourself to me, etc. Let me be your host.
And the cool thing was that people they followed that instruction.
They were
Like,
just like,
they did.
yeah, I'll do that.
They wanted to see where this went, like how this went forward. And my fuck, it's
Including
My
NightMind.
fuck.
yes, it's just it was the wrong decision for them.
And even NightMind played right into it.
Yeah. And that's the best part because he was like, he kept fucking like egging him on and he kept like taunting him. And then.
So if you sent a letter to Jack, you basically received a gold letter with the ritual on it, essentially putting all of these players at the mercy of Jack now. But NightMind actually ended up getting a USB with his that held a bunch of key points to the whole story as we know it. And it was on the flash drive. There were a bunch of different files. One of the files was called The Flesh. The Flesh had pictures of every single person who sent a letter to Jack, a picture of their house in this file.
Legit of just their house.
Like a photo of the front of their house.
Yeah, it was from like Google Maps. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So Jack knows where everybody lives. There was files showing all of the things that were sent, like the little tiny ritual items. There was a bunch of stuff on this USB drive. But I think the one that really kind of got Jack was a video that was housed on the USB called what was it called? Stop. It was just called Stop.
Yep.
And this video, to me personally, like, unless you were going to do what NightMind did, which was up the audio in it and, like, clear the audio bit, probably wouldn't have had as much meaning.
Yeah.
And even with like the cleaned up audio, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, I actually had to put my headphones into my computer to listen to it because I could not get like a good volume
Just fucking
out of my
crank it.
speakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically the video is, it's like of a field and of like some sort of like container of some sort. But like in the background, basically it's just like whimpering and somebody pleading for their life, and like,
You hear no a bunch.
yeah, you hear no a whole lot. But this video apparently led NightMind to his final conclusion on what the story was. And now
This is the, sorry to cut you off,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is what gave me fucking goosebumps when I was doing my like hard research for all of this. This is what made me look at this and go, "Oh my god, this is fucking genius."
yeah, and I'm glad it came to this, honestly, because I mean, personally, not being able to participate, because obviously there were a handful of people that were able to. You kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. All you have is Jack Torrance's videos, and then you have to kind of watch NightMind's videos after it all already took place.
Right.
So we're stuck here as just, outsiders looking in.
It's like you're watching a football game that you can do nothing about, like at all.
But you already know what the score is.
Yeah, you know what the score is going to be, and you're watching it happen, and you're just like, "Come on!"
So that being said, I'm going to TLDR the fuck out of NightMind's conclusion on this whole thing. And like I said, we didn't go over all the videos, so like some of this might not make sense. But spoilers, I guess. Here's the conclusion of what the story of Jack Torrance is. So we have Ben J. Studer. We see
You all know, you know him.
Yeah.
you love him.
You know the Stude man.
Dude, my stare.
There is a photo upload of a Masonic, I guess, grave that has this name on it.
It's a grave marker that has the crest of the
Freemasons.
Freemasons.
You'll
on
see
it.
watching a lot of these videos, a lot of them have the Freemason crest on them.
And that's a big fucking trope for this whole, like, the Freemasons play into it. A lot of historical things do play into this, and like Doug said, we are not covering all the videos. This is more of a discussion about it, because unfortunately, I wish, like, the Masonic Temple had more to do with this. I really do.
Yeah, and I mean, it do and it don't, but here we are.
It's like for fact-finding purposes.
Yeah,
That's about it.
So basically, Studer was a Freemason, as we know it, because he has the symbol on his grave. Studer owned basically like a photography shop that sold cameras, film, video, etc. And that's kind of where this whole like thing comes into play, where they found the boxes from this man who was a Freemason. And Freemason have always been sort of related to occult activity throughout the years. No matter how you look at it,
I mean,
not
you got
all
the
sects
fucking.
do.
There's the arcane studies that they've done. Like the Freemasons have, well, at least like the. I don't want to say extremists, like the outlier branches,
Exactly.
because like almost every historic like organization has these outlier branches that take their tenets to like the extreme.
They call
And-
themselves knights.
Well,
yeah,
it's like
Knights of the Templar.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
corny ass motherfuckers.
Well,
You're
I
like
mean-
80, my guy. You're not a knight of the Templar. You're not doing shit.
Go ride around in your fucking little buggies in a parade, my dudes. But so that being said, it's similar to like the Satanic Temple. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, Doug. That was too funny.
I felt like you had that one like stashed away for a while. And you're just waiting to say that.
Oh,
You, like,
I
saw-
had been thinking about it.
You remember seeing Patrick Stewart being knighted as a child, and you were just like, "Fuck that guy."
You fucking asshole. But yeah, so God, I don't even remember what I was talking about.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So moving on, I had something about Satan that I was going to talk about, but oh yeah, because you were talking about the Freemasons, like the outlying branches who practice
Yeah.
like darker things.
Yep.
It's
The
kind of like
arcane studies.
it's like Satanism. There's a bunch of different versions of it. Most of them are very nice and very good, but then you have a couple that are just like fucking awful, terrible, and that's where we get all the bad rap from. So, boom, roasted.
It seems to be that's all the ritualistic sects.
Yeah,
Because like
The
any
ones that
religion
practice-
has them.
yeah, you like the ones that are practicing like the black mass and shit.
Yeah, the people who take like the readings to a fucking T, and they're like, we have to do this ritual.
My
Yada,
baloney
yada, yada.
has a first name. It's Tangent. Is that how you spell tangent? Because you guys just went down a tangent.
We did. God
It's
damn
fine.
it.
Anyways, so the Masons, here we are, here we go. They've been included in a lot of occult stuff, and there is a actual Leviathan curse that affects the Freemasons and their families.
Yep. The whole bloodline.
Yeah, and Studer and his his branch of Freemasons apparently were involved in these acts, and they were successful in these acts.
And that's what some of the footage is of.
Exactly. You will see this in the videos. You see the Freemason symbol. You see the stage. You see all this shit going on. It all comes full circle into this whole thing now. The funny thing is that all of this could have been, like, Jack could have been active since, like, the 1950s, is what we're gathering.
Yeah. Easily.
And one of those things, or like one of the big things that kind of gives that away too, is the music choices on the albums that he chose. Because, you know, for whatever reason, he's, you know, connecting to those, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But
he has a soft spot.
As the footage is uploaded on YouTube, Jack Torrance took over the host who found and uploaded the first video and just kind of infected them more and more and more as the person uploaded the videos.
Hence the words sequitur infectio.
Boom. Got it. We're there. We're coming together. It's all coming together, boys. But yeah, this is why this is why these 2-year breaks keep happening in between uploads of videos, because the host is going, nope, I don't like this. I'm feeling weird. This isn't right. They take a break. 2 years goes by. Maybe I'll start watching the videos again.
It's like a herpes flare-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, comes and goes every couple of years, but, you know, it's always there.
You can keep fucking.
So, anyways.
The takeaway from this.
Yeah, so that's where we get these weird, you know, upload cycles, and you kind of start to realize that, wow, this whole time, it's really just, there's the story is so simple, and it's all there, but it takes so much time to play out. That's why it's such a vanilla kind of ARG, is because there's no real
there's not much interactivity.
No, but we're seeing basically the downward spiral that this host, like the original user, is having, because they keep being reinfected by the spirit.
Yep, and the videos are there. They bought them,
and that's why
they own them.
That's why you keep seeing help in, like, the descriptions hidden around in them and everything, because it's basically the
original uploader
screaming for help. Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah. And the more
I don't want to do this,
and the more infected that the uploader becomes, the less control he has over what's happening. So we see help, and then we see the demon start talking. And that's how everybody got fucking tricked by the demon to basically give themselves up to this demon without even knowing what the fuck they were doing.
Hey, you remember that message that was sent out, you know, on gold paper wrapped in red string, to everybody saying, like, bind yourself to this person.
Let me be your host.
Yeah, it was essentially just a fucking a group ritual to let this.
They basically
demon
signed an affidavit or a contract saying, "All right, I will do this for you."
They signed here, here, and here.
Where do I sign, Mr. Barragotti? You're just a dumb Motown kid.
No, yeah, they legit played right into this. And looking back, when you see fucking Nick from NightMind, like when he taunts Jack and basically says, like, make you come find me, Jack must have jumped for joy. The possessed Jack must have jumped. Like, seriously, he must have seen that and said, like, all right, if it's going to be this easy, sure. And laid out all of these things to do, knowing NightMind has millions of fucking followers.
Hello, verified account. How are you?
Right. And he's like, oh, cool. I'm going fishing and I just caught a fucking swordfish. Like, this is incredible. And so he gets all of these fucking people together to take part in this game that's being had, and then he finds out that because they took part, they are now cursed.
Yep, he cursed his whole fucking user base. Good job, NightMind.
He's fuck you, man, because I'm one of those people. but like that's when I found like when I realized what exactly was going on with this whole channel, I got so excited for it because like that's a storyteller's dream to see something like that. Make people so like put out something vague, make people be interested in it, and then have them basically demand you to make more just to find out that your demands have cursed you and everyone around you. Like, what the fuck? And so now they have to go about kind of reappropriating themselves back to reality because at this point they're cursed.
It's the classic fell on your own sword.
Step 1, confuse everyone. Step 2, unconfuse one person.
Step 3, reap his and their soul.
Exactly.
And that's what is happening here. And once I realized, like, once it clicked for me, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is cool. Now, unfortunately, NightMind is kind of where the momentum for this thing stops.
Yep.
And you get the curse. You get that video of like the fire with the coffee can and like the ritual with the cats and shit like that. And then when NightMind realizes what's happening, he basically puts out a video saying, hey, like, reject this. Comment reject.
Corny as fucking shit.
That was very corny.
Go on his videos and comment, reject, reject, reject. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
And if I'm being honest, that made my, like, digging harder because I'm like, oh, I gotta scroll through fucking 50 messages of reject just to find one comment that has anything to do with anything.
One comment that's just like, the red pancakes will be lathered in butter. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Reject.
What that is.
Yeah.
What it is.
God damn it. But no, like, so after all of this happens and after we find out that this is a curse, NightMind releases another video and it's basically, it's a reverse ritual. Like
it's to reverse the curse.
I like that.
Reverse
the curse.
Yeah.
And like he basically, a couple of things I had a problem with. One of them being, like, he claims holy water is just water left out in the sun, and what? Come on.
I mean,
I'm drinking holy water right now.
Same.
Is that like sun tea? Is sun tea made of holy water
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Technically, yeah.
It's holy tea. So there was that, but going forward, pushing past that, he does this, he lines up all of these artifacts or black cats that he's been sent by Jack in a circular pattern, similar to how they were arranged in the video that Jack sent out, and undoes the ritual with holy water and like a fucking
salt water. He uses salt water as well.
Yep.
Because and he's like, oh, I used like actual like ocean like salt water because there's so much salt in it. And then,
well, the ocean's fake, so we know that's not real.
It's like the birds aren't real.
But no, so he goes over this, and I loved where the story was going until NightMind basically like
he gives you an out.
I just had this thought. NightMind is the only reason the momentum stopped.
Oh, absolutely.
The only reason.
That's what I mean.
He basically said,
"This is how you end it." Yeah, he gave you an out. You're cursed. This is how you get rid of it.
And exactly, and he did that, but instead, like, he should never have written that into that. Like, if he wanted this to like keep going and keep the fucking hype up, he should have made it another way.
Ooh, okay.
But we also don't know for sure if they were in cahoots together doing the whole thing.
Ooh, wait. Are we going into final thoughts?
Not yet. I have one more thing I want to talk about. Okay, so let me.
I want to save your stuff for final thoughts.
Okay, let me get through this real quick then.
Okay.
So the PO box videos were the last at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Where he's basically like opening packages and videoing him sending out other packages to the people who have sent him packages. After that, it goes back to what it was. Like, it goes pretty much back to like the beginnings where it's these weird videos. You have videos of the tokens that people have sent in or have like declared. But honestly, it just seems like he's trying to get more people to come to Texas now.
Well, I think
like and I get that. I totally get it, because if you're playing a game that has to do with human interaction and they need to be in your vicinity, absolutely understand that. But no one's biting, man.
So I think one of the reasons that they did that, and this kind of goes to the end, is because they do kind of go back to the beginnings where they upload like just strange random videos. I think it's supposed to be like the demon, like, oh shit, someone found out. Let's just start fresh and go from there.
But see, that's my problem, though.
We have to assume. So here's the thing. 2 years ago, the last video was uploaded in February of 2019. We are 2 months away from it being 2 years to the cycle.
So we're probably gonna get. I would imagine we're probably gonna get more like vintage film stuff, and it's gonna be like the demon attempting to do it again because someone caught him. So he's gonna redo it again, or it's gonna be like a different host. So it's gonna be different video styles being uploaded, is what I'm gonna imagine.
I mean, it's possible for sure. But the thing that like really kind of I guess I don't want to say confuses me, but like kind of throws me off is the fact that like this is what makes me think that possibly NightMind and Jack Torrance aren't in cahoots.
Final thoughts.
And that's the whole fact that like. Well, so NightMind does this whole ritual, right? To get rid of Jack.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then Jack keeps uploading videos.
Yeah.
So we can assume A, it didn't work, and B, Jack was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this."
Well, I feel like he didn't think it through. Like he didn't like. He's right in thinking that the end that happened with NightMind was not like a good enough ending.
First and foremost,
completely understand that.
And it could have been NightMind's ego just being like, "Hey, I'm ending your fucking thing."
Done.
And dude being like, no."
Right, and now because NightMind was the biggest driving force of this whole fucking thing, he's like, shit, like, what do I do now? He's
hey,
not
Nexpo, what you doing? ASL.
Nexpo, ASL.
Nexpo.
Anyway, I want to do this. Let's do a little real or fake.
Sure.
Even though we already called it an ARG
No.
like 10 times.
We need to keep some consistency
That's
going
true.
here.
Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Is fake.
Fake.
It's fake, my guy. Fake. Anyway, Doug, what were you saying before? We kind of already touched on it, but did you have any more to say about why, like, them being in cahoots?
Oh, I mean, it's really hard to tell. So the reason why I don't think they are is for, A and B of what I've already said, but like, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know, like, it comes back to the whole NightMind thing and him just kind of like showing up. And I feel like maybe like forcing Jack Torrance, whoever the creator is, his cards a little bit.
Yeah.
To where he basically had to just throw some shit together. And obviously he's good at like video editing and doing this shit already, so it probably wasn't super hard for him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he was like, damn it, I have to go to the store and get like 13 cat fucking toys.
I have a budget of $10. What's this fucker doing?
Yeah. So
I
don't know.
See, I'm kind of on the opposite side of that. I think they totally were in cahoots. I think at the beginning they probably weren't, but I think NightMind noticed that his Jack Torrance video was like one of his most popular, got in touch with the Jack Torrance guy and was been like, hey, do you want to kind of do a thing together? I have all these followers. Your video is my biggest one. We can kind of keep this ball rolling. And to me, that's explained by the fact that he pretty much just flat out says like, oh yeah, some of my investigator friends found out that Jack Torrance is by Austin, Texas. How the fuck did you figure that out?
Yep, there's
no link to it other than him just going, yep, they figured it out. And then the whole like him going to the mill, was it, which one was it again? Was it the gutter and the graveyard before the video was even uploaded?
What?
Like, remember NightMind went to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Found
the gazebo.
Was like, yeah, the gazebo. Thank you. Went to the gazebo and
he was going there with one of the dead drops.
Yeah, he was going
to, like,
there,
unveil it, and he's like, "Oh, I found this gazebo. I'll do it right here."
Yeah, he went.
That's when the fucking video of the gazebo came out.
Exactly. NightMind went there before Jack Torrance even uploaded a video about it. Like, how would you have any idea that's where he was going?
See, and I'm okay. So, Mike,
and one more thing.
Go ahead.
They were emailing each other.
Yeah.
They just had each other's emails. Like, if that's not a fucking giveaway, I don't know what is.
So I'm in the same boat as you, and there's the biggest reason for me is like, yes, all the things that you just said make solid points. The thing for me that sold it was the fact that Nick Nocturne of NightMind has made it abundantly clear that he never wants anything to do with being a part of any ARG.
Mm-hmm. I think this is probably a test run for him, like he might have wanted to in the past.
I think that he reached a point after covering so many topics that, like, okay, maybe I'll switch it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then decided that I've covered this in the past. I will reach out to this person and see if there's more to it. And then they were like, holy shit, a gold mine. I'll make more.
Which that might have also explained, like, if him saying now I don't want to be part of an ARG. This was probably a test run. Like maybe back in the day, he was like, I want to try ARGs. Let's see what this is like.
Yeah,
and then
I'm curious how many like followers Jack Torrance has. Oh,
it's a
like
lot.
90K or something like that.
103K.
Right? Yeah. And then he I feel like he was excited for it at the beginning, and that was the whole thing. And then here comes the portion where I just lost my brain just died for a second. I'm so sorry. So it's when NightMind decides to put up the reverse curse information, you know? I feel like at that point he was like, I'm done with this. I want nothing to do with ARGs.
Yeah.
Here's how I reverse the curse. This plot's done. I'm done.
Right.
I'm getting the fuck
he
out
lost
of here.
interest.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is.
He wanted
to try being part of an ARG. He hated it, and he just bailed the fuck out.
Especially if, like, it's constant contact. Like you have to devote several months of your life to this, and like where you're not talking to anybody else except for the people.
Which I kind of get, because I mean, with his stuff, the content he puts out, he can't put that much time into one thing.
But also, it's in the name, alternate reality game. Like, you were changing your reality to play a game, and that's like you should just understand the fact that it's going to take up some time.
And I don't think he realized that trying to make it.
I don't think so either. But no, I absolutely agree. I think that he and Jack were in on it together. I don't think they were until after he reached out
100%.
and like said, "Fuck it, I'm going to Texas."
Yeah.
And like either on the way there or after he got there is when Jack was like, "Okay, let's fucking do this."
I think they were in cahoots like a little before then. I think NightMind probably messaged him like, "Hey, I want in on this. Do you want to like meet up or do a thing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas. I'll do a thing to make it look like I left clues for you to come out here."
I'm trying to see if I can find NightMind's like email on his YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, should we just wrap this one up, boys?
I can't think of anything else to talk about with it. I mean, it's still
yes, it is very readily available on YouTube.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot left to it. I mean, like I said, after the P.O. Box videos and shit, like, it went back to what it was, almost like it was fishing for interest. So if you are interested and you want to go to Austin, Texas,
go for it.
Fucking look up the Jack Torrance ARG on YouTube. I mean, it's super interesting. Look through the videos. I am going to let my co-host here take care of the rest of this because I'm about to explode from the bladder.
Yeah, Jason's got to make the pee-pee. Doug, let's just sign this off. First and foremost, I would like to say, while we record on Tuesday nights, usually just fucking trampling around.
My lord.
We record usually around the time of, what would you say, like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish?
8:30,
yeah, somewhere around 7:30 to 8:30 is when we start recording. So if you want to send us a message to, say on the podcast, send it to us between that time and we'll say it on the podcast. I just put out a Instagram post saying if you'll comment on this, well, I'll read it on the show. So I'm going to read it on the show. Limited ambition, which I'm pretty sure is Zach. It is. Said Gargamel only chases Smurfs because his gerbil died inside of him. Very sad for Gargamel. Well, we haven't talked about him in a while. But who cares about Gargamel right now? We had a mic issue, so I'm on my own here. So I'm gonna just sign us off for the night. I will say thank you to all of you that have given us requests to listen to or to look up. We just had a person on Instagram give me like 20 fucking requests, which is amazing. I want you all to know that we are looking at your requests. There's a lot of them. So we will get to them when we can, and we also have other ideas for some of them as well, like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, for example. I have a couple ideas for that guy. In the meantime, I would like to say, go to our Linktree, linktree.com/DeludiePod. You can find our links to all our socials there. You could even Google us, Don't Look Under the Internet, or DeludiePod. We'll pop up. We're everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @DeludiePod, or Don't Look Under the Internet. Patreon.com/DeludiePod. Ooh, love that. You guys are great on there. And then check out our Shifting Sands. You can find the link for that on our Linktree as well. Shifting Sands is separate on Spotify and maybe a couple other podcast apps as well. So if you just kind of look up Shifting Sands, you'll find our tabletop board game extravaganza that we recorded a bunch of. And look out for that in the future. It's super cool. The last thing, buy me a coffee. buymeacoffee.com/DilutiPod, although it's going to be for liquor. Let's be real here. And then in the link tree, you will also find our link to our merch. You can also find the link to our merch in all of our social bios as well. Kiss your dad for me on his tummy, and then put your tongue in his belly button. I love you all. Goodbye.